It is incredibly easy to access but very hard to monitor, which is why Australian teenagers are watching more internet porn than ever at an alarmingly younger age. A recent study found boys started viewing explicit videos from the age of just 13, with 80% admitting it's a weekly occurrence.
But what are the effects of graphic sexual videos on a developing mind? Experts say there's now a link between the use of pornography and poor mental health. From what we're joined by Susan McLean from Cyber Safety Solutions. Hi, Susan. These stats are worse than ever, right? They're not going anywhere.
No,
are they?
they're not.
They're only going up.
They're going up. And what I think too is what I'm getting reports of is children as young as 8 viewing pornography. So 13, I think those statistics are a little bit dated now.
Well, this statistic, over the teen survey, 100%. Every single one of them said they'd watched porn at least once. 100%. That's incredible.
Yeah. Australia holds the record as the biggest consumer of mobile pornography per capita. So it's portable, it's on phones, it comes into school, it's on the bus, the train. And this is the problem. There are those young men that are seeking it out actively. Then there are those that stumble across it. And even this week, I had a very distressed young boy, a Year 7 boy, tell me that his mates show him porn. He doesn't like it, He doesn't want to see it, but it's put in his face.
Yeah. Pornography depicts a world where relationships don't exist. It's purely this sexual association. So the worry here is, and this is the big worry, that young men's brains are getting wired to think this way.
Yeah, and there's no love and respect in pornography. And as adults, you know that it's actors playing a role. Young people don't know that. We also know that girls know what a porn star's meant to look like. She's meant to be svelte, hair-free, and compliant. So I even have girls say to me, do they actually have to do what their boyfriend wants? Because, there's an expectation that if this is the way it's going to go, this is the way it's going to go. And they're not even asked for input, which is terribly sad.
So there are many dangerous layers to this. There's how they think they should look to be successful in that, behave like it. And then there's the behavioural side.
There is the behavioural side.
How you're supposed to behave, which, of course, is all wrong on the internet.
Yeah, it's a mess. It really is screwing with young people's minds. And you talk to GPs, I do presentations for GPs, they will talk about young girls presenting with injuries that they've sustained trying to copy the pornography movies, which if you both watched, you would be able to say, but the body doesn't do that. It's impossible. But young girls can't. I've even had specialists talk about girls wanting different parts of their body changed surgically to appear to be more attractive.
So when it comes to girls viewing adult videos, is it as prevalent or not?
It's not as prevalent. We know about 80% of 15-year-old girls have viewed pornography, but certainly a lot of girls are expected to watch it with their boyfriends and then, of course, act out what's been on the screen.
Do you think the accessibility of this R-rated content is putting pressure on young girls, particularly to start sharing intimate photos of themselves that otherwise they wouldn't feel that pressure to do
I
that?
think in some ways it normalises the overt sexuality and the fact that you can get likes and you can become popular by sharing these images. The other issue, of course, is what young people must understand is that it's criminal. And while some states have had slight amendments to their laws in relation to teenagers sharing nude photos, in many states it is still highly criminal.
Okay. What any telltale signs that your child might be watching porn?
It can be from things like becoming secretive, being always on their device. Kids are clever, and I always say to parents, if you've got some sort of filtering running at home, please check it. Type in porn, see what you can get, because if your child's watching porn at home because your filters failed, they're not going to tell you about it. So check what they're actually able to access, but check the browsing history, check what they're looking up, put some sort of controls on devices, and of course, from the year dot, get devices that connect to the internet out of bedrooms.
So, as years go by, the internet is becoming such an important part of their lives, right? It's all-consuming as it stands.
Well, the whole family's life, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so who knows where it's going.
Everyone's on it,
And yet we hear the statistic of 100%, which is scary in itself. But what do you do? Because you can't cut the kids off, because that is effectively their life, it's their school, it's their friends, it's their social. How do you cut them out of this?
And we don't want to block, ban and take away either, because that's not going to help anything. I think we have to be realistic about the fact that this exists. A lot of parents won't talk about negative things with their children for fear of upsetting them. You have to. And the earlier you start, the better. You can easily talk to a 4 or 5-year-old about pornography without using the term pornography. You can talk about naked bodies and scary photos. And what would you do if you saw this? And you would come and tell me about it. Incorporating online safety conversations into everyday life is vital.
It's such a minefield, isn't it?
It is.
Such a minefield. Thank you. Always good to see you.
So
Appreciate it.
much. Stick around. Big news about huge